supplies are pretty basic and they'll be in the description below. I'm starting with a magic ring. Wrap the tail of your yarn around your middle finger, draw a loop from under your tail, and then chain 1. And now in the magic ring, we'll do 8 single crochets. Tighten your magic ring and cut a paper circle that matches your project. So this is the base of the cup. So now the first row of the next group of 3 rows will be working into the back loop of the first row. So those 8 stitches will be worked into the back loop. Once you reach the beginning again, we'll be working 2 more rows of 8 stitches. So we'll have 3 rows total. Once you get your 3 rows, we'll be increasing into each stitch for a total of 16 stitches. So each stitch will get 2 single crochets. And once you're done with this row of single crochets, we will be crocheting 5 more rows of just single crochets with no increases. So we'll repeat those 16 stitches 4 more times, and I'll meet you there. You can put the paper base in your cup, and you can also use hot glue gun to secure it there if you want to, but we'll be putting stuffing in it, so it will be staying put. And you can start with your white color now. So when you switch a color, we'll go into the next stitch, we'll draw a loop, but we'll finish the loop with a new color. And then we'll continue with the white color. And we'll do 2 rows with the white color. Before we start decreasing, we will be using the gray color to go around the space between the white and the pink. So starting a little bit backwards, grab your gray and we'll just do slip stitches in each stitch. So in the next one, we'll pull the working yarn that's coming from the back of the work and we'll just go in between and do slip stitches. Draw a loop and pull that loop through your stitch. Keep it loose and there. In order to close that transition here, draw your loop from under the stitches. And now from inside of your work, go through the middle of the previous stitch. Grab your tail and pull it inside. And you have there an invisible transition of your stitches. And when you want to secure your ends inside, just pick a loop and do a chain. Get the tail, do a chain, and that secures your ends pretty well. So there it is. And those ends will stay inside anyway. You can even put some hot glue if you want on them, or some fabric glue to glue them. And before we start decreasing, we'll stuff our travel mug. For the next row, we'll be working again into the back loops of our project. So the next 2 stitches will get 2 single crochets into the back loops. Then the next 2 stitches will be decreased. So we'll grab the back loops of the next 2 stitches on our hook, tighten the working yarn, and now do your single crochet there. And then we'll have 2 single crochets again, and then we'll have a decrease again into the back loops. So here we'll be cutting our yarn, leave a longer tail so we can close the hole, and grab your tapestry needle. With your tapestry needle, we'll be picking the front loops of 2 stitches at a time, and we'll be pulling our working yarn through them. This way we'll close this hole in the middle. And then going through the middle and exiting all the way from the bottom. Try to move and wiggle your needle, even if you need to exit through the middle here. Try to pull that middle all the way down. So we can flatten that top. And now go back again. All right, decide where you're going to put your handle, and then somewhere on the opposite side or on the side of your handle, you can put just a little line for the brand's name. So grabbing your pink color again, we'll do the handle. We'll chain 2 and chain 1 more, which is your turning chain, and then into the next 2 stitches we'll do 2 single crochets, and then chain 1 and turn, and we'll do again 2 single crochets so we can make that handle, and do 9 rows just like that. And now picking a stitch from the opposite side, we'll be doing a little tube with those 2 stitches. So pick a stitch from the opposite side and do a slip stitch through your stitch on your hook. Now pick a loop from your side of the strap and from the other side, and pick a loop and pull that loop through your hook. And I'll do this all the way till the bottom so I can have that handle sturdier. Once you reach the end, pull the stitches, and now get a longer tail for the other side because we'll use it to connect to the cup. And then sew those pieces to your cup and mold it as you go. You need to put it on your side of your cup. For the straw, fold your yarn in 2, and into that loop at the end, insert your hook. Hold it from the base of your hook and try to make a loop through that, like a chain. Let it go so it can secure your knot there, and holding it again, try to chain through that loop. So 1, 2, make 3 chains and just pull it through. Cut the end, and now with those ends we will just secure the straw on the cup.